What's going on, fight fans? This is Jay Pooch coming to you with his first ever 3 rounds with Jay. A couple of weeks ago I made an announcement that I was going to be putting out some content as part of my standout movement. This is step one. This is step one of many. This is going to be solely focused on mixed martial arts events. And in the case of this first ever 3 rounds with Jay, I'm going to be talking about the biggest fight that is this upcoming Saturday. I'm going to be talking about the event that many people have been waiting for months, for years, since Conor and Khabib got into the division, since they became a topic of discussion, since they even broke into the top 20. This is a fight people have been thinking about. This is a fight that people have been waiting for. And it is live and only on pay-per-view this Saturday. So, before we get into all of that, let's break down what is 3 rounds with Jay. How does this all work? Well, it's kind of simple. Each round will be a topic. Each topic will last about 5 minutes. I will discuss each topic in detail and then move on to the next once the 5 minutes is up. For the case of this event, we are going to be breaking down each round based on the UFC 229 card. I will not be focusing on any MMA events. I will not be focused on anything else outside of the big pay-per-view that is this upcoming week. So, first round, let's tell a bit of a backstory on how this fight took place, on what got us to this point. Second round, let's break down the rest of the card. Let's see who else is fighting, what's going on, who's on the co-main event, who's underneath the co-main event. Third round, let's give some predictions. Who is winning this fight? Who is winning the fight between McGregor and Khabib? Who will walk out the undisputed lightweight champion? With that said, let's jump into the computer.
Page up here,
the official UFC.com, Saturday, October 6th. Live and only on pay-per-view, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Pacific in the West. Taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada, it is Khabib versus McGregor. It is for the lightweight championship of the world. Let's jump into this. What is the story of this fight? How did this take place? Well, the UFC is going to tell you a story, and their story says that it started April 2018. Let's take a look.
Conor McGregor sees an incident between a buddy of his, Arson.
The story that the UFC is telling you is that during the UFC 223 event, live in Brooklyn, Khabib had an altercation with one of Conor's teammates, Artem Lobov. He put his hands around his neck, gave him a couple of slaps, and told him to watch his mouth. Conor McGregor showed up with an entourage of over 30 people, threw a dolly into the bus, started to attack it WWE style with some chairs and some weapons, hoping to get Khabib out of the bus and to have a street fight. Well, unfortunately, it didn't go down that way. Conor McGregor ended up being suspended. Conor McGregor ended up being arrested and brought to jail for a total of probably 40 minutes. Unlike most of us who would have been arrested and carted away for life. But the point that I'm trying to get at, this is the story that the UFC is telling you, that this has been brewing since April. But the truth of the matter is, this has been brewing for a while now. These two have been waiting to fight each other since they entered into the division. Conor McGregor, who is in an organization called Cage Wars. Well, to make things simple, Conor McGregor, named for himself less than 6 years ago, was an unknown. Coming up, Conor McGregor, less than 6 years old, he made a name for himself by knocking almost all of his opponents out. He has never really made it to the 5th round. He's finished the majority of his opponents. He's never submitted anyone, and he has barely been to decision. He's got an 86% KO rating, as you can see right here. He has a record of 21-3. He broke into the UFC by knocking out Marcus Brimage, which was a spectacular finish and a spectacular knockout. He then moved on to fighting tougher opponents such as Max Holloway, Dennis Siver, Chad Mendes, and Jose Aldo, who he defeated to become the UFC featherweight champion. And not only did he defeat Jose Aldo, but he did it in 13 seconds, shocking the entire world. He competed against the best boxer in the entire world. He competed against a man who at the time was 49-0. He went 9 rounds with Floyd, 9 or 7, I apologize. He took Floyd for 3 rounds and hit him with the best shots that Floyd has ever taken. Khabib, he is no different. He is a man from Russia, Dagestan native. He has been on a tear since the very beginning. He is the only fighter who is 26-0 in this sport. He is a man that has taken all of his opponents down and he has crushed them. He has beaten them to the point that they just felt that they couldn't even compete at his level. He has done something that, in some cases, most fighters wished he could do. He has climbed the ranks, and he's climbed the ranks in his own pace and his own way to become the UFC lightweight champion of the world. He too did not have an easy life. He did not have the same struggles as Conor, but he did have the struggles to get to the point where he is today. 26-0, and he's dominated every opponent. He's dominated almost. He hasn't. I don't think he's lost a single round in his 26 fights. So this is what makes this fight interesting. This makes a fight of who wants it more, who's hungrier, who wants to walk out of here with a lightweight title. Conor's got the millions of dollars. Khabib is working towards getting that point. Conor has already accomplished everything he set out to do. Khabib, he's reached the point where he's accomplished everything he set out to do, but now he wants to continue to prove just how good he is. Does Conor have that same passion in him? Does Conor have that same love for the sport that he did 4 years ago? Or has the money gotten to him? Or has everything all the success and all the fame that he has been blessed with, has that finally caught up to him? Has the incident in April with the whole bus incident, has that changed who he is as a person? Because since the bus incident, we have not only seen that, we have seen him enter a ring in Poland, we have seen him enter the cage in Ireland, and he has been causing some trouble for the commissions. He's been causing some trouble for the sport. So has money brought Conor McGregor to the point where he feels he can do anything and get away with anything? And has Khabib accepted the fact that he is going to have to do exactly that, do anything to win? They're both looking to accomplish something. They're both looking to prove each other wrong. And at this point, this fight is no longer about legacy. This fight is personal. This fight is about Conor McGregor proving a point. You don't mess around with my boys. You don't talk this shit. You don't say you're that good because you have yet to prove it. Khabib, his point is to smash Conor. He wants to show the world that this man is a nobody. He is a joke. All the hype behind him, it doesn't matter. It is Khabib's time. It is Khabib's turn to take this division to the next level. We don't need this man who wants to do and run around and do all these things. We need a man who's solely focused on being the best mixed martial artist. You want to be an actor? Go be an actor. You want to be a boxer? Go box. You want to sell whiskey? Go sell whiskey. But for Khabib, this is about respect. He wants you to respect the title, he wants you to respect the sport, and most importantly, he wants you to respect him. Now let's take a look at the rest of this UFC card. Because there's a lot more going on besides Conor and Khabib. There's a lot more at stake besides Conor and Khabib. And I think it's time. I think we should take a look at that, because the focus in all the media has been hyping up this fight, this big fight, this big stage event. Conor, Khabib McGregor. Who's going to win? Who is the true lightweight champion? But there's something brewing underneath this. There's something going on, and there's more to this card. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look. So we know we got Khabib, we got Conor. That's our main event. But what do we have as the co-main event? We got Tony Ferguson taking on Anthony Pettis. To make matters worse, you got a photo right here of Tony Ferguson holding the UFC lightweight champion. So what does that mean? Why is Tony Ferguson holding the UFC lightweight champion? Well, to properly explain this, we're going to have to take some time and go back a little bit. Of October of last year, Tony Ferguson took on Kevin Lee. He took on Kevin Lee in the main event for the UFC lightweight championship of the world. Where is he? UFC 216, October 7, 2017. He defeated Kevin Lee in 3 rounds by submission to win the UFC interim title. This year, in April, the very event that Conor McGregor invaded, Tony Ferguson was supposed to be taking on Khabib to crown the true UFC lightweight champion. Due to injuries, Tony Ferguson had to pull out. So, therefore, the UFC was forced to strip him of his UFC lightweight title. According to this, he's still champion. So what can we do about it? So Tony Ferguson's looking to come in and he's looking for revenge. He's looking to prove a point to show the world that, listen, I never lost my belt. I'm still the goddamn champion and I have something to prove. And he's going to have something to prove against a tough test in Anthony Pettis. Tony Ferguson is no slouch either. He's on a 10-fight win streak. Ever since UFC 166, he has defeated every single opponent, and he has done so in such dominating fashion that you can't argue. Maybe he is the true UFC lightweight champion. He's never lost the belt. You look at the who's who of who he's beaten. He's beaten Kevin Lee, Rafael Dos Anjos, Lando Venata. He's beaten Edson Barbosa, Josh Thompson, Gleison Tibau, Danny Castillo, Mike Rio. He has defeated a who's who list of fighters. So why is Tony Ferguson fighting on the co-main event, and why is he not fighting Khabib in the main event? Well, names sell. The name of McGregor sells more than the name of Tony Ferguson. So here we are. It is Tony Ferguson taking on the former UFC lightweight champion of the world, Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis is looking to come out here, and he's looking to make a statement. He's looking for that performance to get him to the next level. He's had a rough couple of fights, as you can tell. He's lost quite a few in his most recent. He is 3-7, which is 3-8. I apologize, which is not a very fantastic record. He was once on a tear defending his championship, but ever since he ran into Rafael dos Anjos, it's been a little downhill for him. So for him, this is a fight that he must win. This is a fight to prove that I'm not done. I'm here and I'm here to stay, and I want a shot at that belt. His last victory came by triangle armbar to Michael Chiesa, who is no slouch on the ground, who was an expert in jiu-jitsu. Prior to that, he took a devastating loss to Dustin Poirier. It was a finish. It was a rib injury that stopped that fight. So for Pettis, this is something that he needs to come out, and he needs to come out strong. And this is no easy fight for either man. Both men they're wild men. They're horses. They're ready to go at any moment. Who has the bigger gas tank will prove who wins this fight. Who is more skilled and who has got more to offer will win this fight. It sounds very like, oh, anyone could win this fight. That is true. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who has the sharpest skills, who has the sharpest knife. Anthony Pettis, he is show, he is flashy, he can catch you with all sorts of things that you will never expect. Tony Ferguson, he is no different. He is a wild man. He is an animal. He will do things that most fighters you shouldn't really do because you're putting yourself more at risk than you are. The risk is greater than the gain. Let's put it that simple. That's the kind of fighter that Tony Ferguson is. But at this stage, and at this stage, where each fighter is, I quite honestly have to say that I think Tony Ferguson, he's got Anthony Pettis' number. Tony Ferguson is fed up, he is angry, and he's got something that he wants to get off his chest, and that is he is the true UFC lightweight champion. He should be in the main event, taking on either Khabib or McGregor. He should be defending his belt, the very belt that you see him in this image right here. Last fight, let's break it down. I know we're going over the 5-minute mark that I said we do, but we got Derek Lewis versus Alexander Volkov. Alexander Volkov, he is coming out of Khabib's camp. Derek Lewis, he is the black beast. He is on a tear lately. He has been defeating fighters in the top 10 division, and he's clamoring at that door. He is the number 2 heavyweight, and he is taking on the number 5. A win like this for Derek Lewis, it guarantees him a title shot. There is no argument as to who should be fighting for the belt next. You got Daniel Cormier, you got Brock Lesnar, and then you got Derek Lewis. And Derek Lewis with a win over Alexander Volkov. I don't see why he doesn't get it. Now, the question about this fight is what is the percentage of Derek Lewis's back? Is it at 100%? Is it at 50%? Is it giving him problems as it has done in the past? Will he be able to keep up with Alexander Volkov's pressure? Alexander is known to come out there and he's known to strike and to go and to go and to go and to put you down. He has got power in both hands. He is 29-6 and he has taken on a 20-5. Derek Lewis, he is no slouch either. He's looking to take your head off. If he gets you on the ground, he's looking to pound you into submission, or he's looking to pound you into unconsciousness. So this is an interesting fight where it becomes a matter of who wants to move on more. Alexander Volkov, like I said, trains with Khabib in the camp. These are guys that put on pressure. They have got the cardio to go for days. Derek Lewis, we have seen him gas in the past. We have seen him tire. We have seen him struggle. But through that struggle and through his gassing, he has come out victorious more times than he has lost. So now, we've got a fight. Who's pressuring? Who's able to last the longest? Was it Derek Lewis? Was it Alexander Volkov? Who could take this person to the next level? Who could get them to that title shot? I truly believe that at this night, on October 6th, in your 4th fight of the night, Derek Lewis will be taking it to Alexander Volkov, the Black Beast. He is going to be putting Alexander Volkov to sleep. And we will be looking at a man who will be challenging either Daniel Cormier or Brock Lesnar in the near future for the heavyweight championship. This is Derek Lewis's night. So who are we picking to win this fight? Conor Khabib. Look, Conor is a striking specialist. Conor is at best at keeping you at bay, fighting with his kicks, fighting you with his punches, and landing whatever he wants. He gave Floyd Mayweather 3 of the toughest rounds of his career. Floyd had probably never been hit with such power. Floyd had probably never, ever felt that kind of strength from a man at that weight. Conor's a big man. Khabib is a big man also. This is a fight where can Conor keep it standing? And if Conor keeps it standing, it's his fight. It's that simple. If Conor keeps his fight standing, or Khabib chooses to simply stand with Conor McGregor, he's going to lose. He will not be able to keep up with the strikes and the movement of Conor McGregor. Conor's movement is probably the best in the lightweight division. There's not a guy out there that can keep up with the style that he presents. He comes in there and he's already ready for... He's able to counter whatever you're going to come with. You look at all his wins. Eddie Alvarez. Eddie came after him with that rugged, Rocky style, and he was ready and he countered. Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo came out there and he was trying to keep the distance, but he got Jose Aldo to come in, and once Jose Aldo came in with the strike, he knocked him out. Nate Diaz, he went 5 rounds with Nate Diaz, and some might say he was running, he was catching his breath, but he did what he had to do to come out with the victory at the end of the day. Do you understand? Conor has ability to know what he can do to beat his opponent, and he truly does believe he's going to come away with the victory. Now you could say, yeah, but every fighter is confident. Sure, every fighter may be confident, but when has a man ever shown you this much confidence and actually come through and actually been true to his word? Conor's been true 9 out of 10 times. Facing one of the best wrestlers in any division. Let's face facts. I don't care if you're heavyweight, light heavyweight, welterweight, all the way down to the flyweight division or the strawweight division. Khabib is one of the best wrestlers in any of them. There is not a man out there that can argue that fact. Let's just take a look at his takedown average. 5.4 takedowns a fight. His takedown accuracy is 44%. That is insane. That is an incredible... Conor McGregor has a 62.5% takedown accuracy. I'm not even gonna comment on that stupidity. I'm gonna put my glasses to make sure that is correct. Okay. Khabib is gonna take Conor down and he's gonna beat the shit out of him. Let's face facts. That's what's simply gonna happen in this fight. Conor's gonna come in there and he's gonna try and stand with Khabib, and Khabib's gonna take him down, and Khabib's gonna ragdoll him, and Khabib is gonna simply show him what it feels like to be in the ring against a real man. Conor doesn't understand that. Conor's coming in thinking that Khabib is taking down bums. Khabib is taking down some of the best fighters. Khabib has taken down people more times than they've ever seen the ground. Khabib has taken down wrestlers. Khabib will not stop. Khabib does not tire. Do you see what I've just said? He does not tire, he does not stop, and he has taken down the best wrestlers. Conor McGregor gets tired, he gets submitted when he gets to the ground, and he can't fight against wrestlers. I'm pretty sure that's the formula to Conor McGregor losing this fight. Now, yes, you could say, but you just told me Khabib's going to beat the shit out of Conor McGregor. Well, I know what I said, but I also did say that Conor McGregor is going to beat the shit out of Khabib. The question is, which one does it? And I'm going to say Conor McGregor does. My pick is I believe Conor McGregor is going to knock out Khabib. He's going to be ready. Khabib is going to shoot for a takedown. Conor's going to be out of the way of it. And at that moment, he's going to land one of the biggest strikes of his career and one of the biggest strikes that will shock the world. If you don't think Conor is ready for a takedown, at least in the first round, if you don't think that there is a chance in hell that Conor is going to be prepared to stop every takedown goddamn possible in that very first round, and he won't be looking for that knockout punch in that very first round, you are nuts. You are simply not thinking correctly. Conor knows it. This is not a fight you go 5 rounds. This is not a fight that you want to try and press that pressure. You got to catch him when he's fresh. You got to catch him when he's not expecting it. You don't want him to get in his groove. Once Khabib gets his groove, then it's a long night for you. Because it doesn't take one chance. He misses 1, whatever. He misses 2, whatever. But he misses 3, whatever. He will keep going. And he will go and go and go and go and go until he takes you down. And Conor doesn't have the cardio for that. Conor can't be stuffed in every takedown in order to to keep the fight standing. Conor will tire from that. But in the very first round, Conor will be ready. And it will be at that moment that there will be a new, and still, at this very same time, UFC lightweight champion of the world. I'm telling you right now at this very moment, on October 6th, Saturday, live and only on pay-per-view, UFC 229, Khabib versus Conor. I am telling you, at about midnight to 1 a.m. Eastern Time, it's probably 9 or 10 Pacific Time, Conor McGregor will knock out Khabib. We will all be sitting back in our chairs, and we will be shocked, and we will be in awe of what Conor has accomplished. But at the end of the day, you've got to think about one thing. He told you so. He told us also he was going to do it. He told you he was going to shock the world, and he's done it. And now he's telling you he is going to beat Khabib. And on Saturday night, we will find out. That was 3 Rounds with Jay. That was the premiere episode, UFC 229. Breaking it down, talking about it a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like, send me a shout out. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this rolling. Let's keep giving back to the fans. The UFC fans, the MMA fans, Bellator fans. Let's talk. We're a big part of this. Let's stop watching. Let's communicate. I'll be back next week. I may be back even before that. But be on the lookout. There's new content, whether it's on my Instagram, which is down below if you want to look for it, or my Facebook page. I don't really post there much, but it's down below anyways. Or my Twitter. I'm kind of active over there. That's down below always. Follow, like, subscribe. Send a shout out. I'll see you guys around. Peace.